Thanks for stopping by, guys. It's Al here with another update. You might notice that last week I did not do an update, even though I do see these as being really useful to keep some people informed due to the fact that the channel is changing constantly. I'm going to start doing these on bi-weekly. Unless anything spectacular happens, I'm going to continue doing these on a bi-weekly instead of the weekly like I have been. Like I said, I do see them as useful, but doing them weekly is a bit unnecessary anymore. Before it used to be kind of the channel could change on a dime, but now it's starting to get a bit more stable. Not there yet, but getting better. So that being the first thing I want to talk about. First three things I have on my mind right now are a few questions that I do want some responses to down in the comments. The first question is, right now I kind of have a very minimalistic editing style. I don't really do much spectacular with editing, but it has crossed my mind to do something a bit more complicated, trying to make some of the episodes a bit nicer. I don't know if this will affect I don't know if it'll affect the time it takes to get an episode out, because this won't be affecting things like scrap mechanics. Things like that are already really short videos and really to the point videos. Whereas things like Rimworld and sometimes Crosscode do have parts where it's really unnecessary for it to be in a video, and I might do some stuff like that and cut some of that stuff out, jump around a bit and try and make it nicer. Would you guys like it like that? Would you guys like more editing to hopefully make the videos a bit shorter and hopefully a bit better, like how they flow? Or would you just like the very minimalistic style I have now? Each side has its pros and cons, and that's why I'm kind of asking you. The next thing is schedule. Schedule has been a big concern of mine for since the channel began. I do have a schedule which I try to keep to as much as I can. I'm not always able to, but the question is, there are three options right now that I have in my mind. Is either a scheduled system like I have now, where I have one video, one game a week, or how do I want to say this? I do one video of a game per week, and then every day I move on to a different video, and it's very structured. Each video has a day that it's supposed to come out. The updates are always Monday, and then usually it'd be scrap mechanic, then crosscode, then Rimworld, and then I didn't have a series after that, and there was kind of just free space. Would you guys like something like that that's a bit more structured and sound? Or the next idea is, it still will have some structure, but instead of doing one video per game per week, I would be trying to focus on series to try and get through them. Things like Crosscode, which are very story based and very long games, I would spend a week or two playing that mostly. I would still be doing other games other days, but I would be focusing on them mostly during the week, try and get through as much of it as possible so I can move on to another new series. That is always an option. But the last option is kind of a very unstructured, no schedule, where I kind of just play whatever games I want to that day. Like I said before, all of these options have their pros and cons, which is why I'm asking to see what your guys' opinion is on them. The third thing is, Rimworld and Crosscode are both series on my channel. They're very small series on my channel at the moment. And while this won't be a conclusion, doesn't mean that one of them is going to go away, I do want to know, if Rimworld or Crosscode had to go, which one would you prefer to see gone? I'm not putting Scrap Mechanic on this because it is my major series, and I'm not putting the signal from, what is that, Teos? Honka, I think it is. Anyway, name aside, both of those are not on this list because Scrap Mechanic is my major series, and the second one, which I don't know the name of, is a new series, and I want to give it a chance before I judge it. So those are the three questions. Would you rather have a minimalistic editing style like I have now, or a more complex editing style? Would you like a scheduled, structured system? Would you like where I focus on a series per week? Would you like a very unstructured schedule? The last question, which would you prefer to see go, Rimworld or Crosscode, if you had to pick one of the two? So with those questions out of the way, I want to move on to some other things. I am in the midst of setting up a Discord chat as a community chat. I will try and be on it as much as possible. I do want a place where people can talk easily and talk to me easily. I've tried to set this up in the comments and stuff like that. I've tried to set up like Google Plus to be that. I've tried to set up Patreon to be that. But I want a place where people can easily communicate ideas to me, other than that, where they can just hop on. So if you do have Discord, I will try and put a link in the chat to that. It's very experimental at this phase. I do have some things I need to fix and things I expect to go wrong. But hopefully we can get all that fixed quickly. The next point of business, or I guess to say, right now we are at 145 subscribers, which is a lot in my eyes. I thought like we would never get anywhere near like 150 by July, but we are. I kind of want to have 150 be the next milestone, like kind of the next big event, I guess you could say. My hope right now is if we hit like 150 by July, July is going to be like right around my birthday as well, which is going to be fun. But if we can hit 150 by July, I do want to have kind of a big birthday bash subscriber, like big like episode for that. Do something special for that. So we can hit that by July, and we can do a big like bash cool episode for that. Figure out something. I might take some suggestions for an episode or something like that. That is an idea I have in the works. Streams currently have been put on hold due to internet issues. Multiplayer, I'm trying to get set up and worked around. Like the tank battles, other than the one with Alstrak. Other than the one with Alstrak, I really haven't been able to work on any of those. I almost did one with Lucky, but I ran out of time too. We were working on something else at the time. And I might mention it again in another episode because I recorded it before this one, but I haven't had a chance to get to it. But the episode I did with Alstrak, which was the tank battle episode, due to some issues I was having, I was unable to record my side of it, so the only side available is on his stream. So that is something I do need to put out there because I keep forgetting about it. Something I keep forgetting to talk about is the fact that I do not have my footage from my side of Alstrak's story, or the Alstrak's tank battle more specifically. I really don't think I have much else for this episode. If there's anything I missed, I'll probably cover it next week. If it's not important, or I might talk about it in the episodes that it's pertinent to. So I think that's all I'm going to do for this episode. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a like. If you have any suggestions for future episodes, before I forget, this is one thing I almost forgot. I know a lot of people have been suggesting Unturned and From the Depths as series for me to play. I'm not sure if I will be playing Unturned. I do want to play From the Depths, but there are a few obstacles in the way right now. I need to get through some of my series and possibly finish off some of my series before I start a new one. And problem with From the Depths personally is the fact that I suck at the game. It's kind of weird for me to record as well. I really want to play it and really want to record it. I do love the game. But I do have to get through some of those obstacles before I can do that. I know a lot of people have been suggesting things. I haven't been able to address them all. A lot of them are really good ideas. It's just I haven't had the time to get around to a lot of them. Or the ones I have gotten around to, I've had problems getting them to work. It's not a problem like with... I guess to say it's not a problem with any specific part. It's just a combination of issues. But with that said... I think I need to end English. I think I need to end this episode off. If you enjoyed the episode, please leave a like. If you have any suggestions for future episodes, please comment them down below. if you enjoy the channel, enjoy what I'm doing, please subscribe. It helps out a lot. And if you'd like to go above and beyond, please share the channel with a friend. It helps a lot, helps get the channel some more exposure. And if we can hit 150 by July, I do want to do a big like special kind of, can't even think of the word for it, milestone. There we go, big milestone video if I can in July. So until next time, this has been Al doing another upload. Peace.